Hello, thank you for joining the channel. This is the second video on WAEC Literature in English Likely Questions and Answers. Let the lesson begin. We are in number 11 now, and the question says, a mountain of fufu was placed before the hungry visitors. A mountain of fufu was placed before the hungry visitors. The device used above is A. Assonance, B. Euphemism, C. Metaphor, D. Tragedy. Let's begin to analyze each of the options one after the other in order to determine the correct option. Option A, assonance, is the repetition of the same vowel sound in nearby words. Option B, euphemism. Euphemism is when we express a difficult, a harsh, or an unpleasant idea in a mild way. Option C, metaphor, is a figure of speech that makes a comparison between two different things without using like or as. D, tragedy, is a form of drama that portrays serious and often somber themes. It involves the downfall of a heroic character due to a combination of fate. In this context, a mountain of fufu is a metaphorical expression that conveys the idea of large quantity of fufu. It is a comparison of fufu with mountain. It shows that the fufu is abundant and stacked up like a mountain. So the correct option is metaphor, because we are comparing the fufu with a mountain. Metaphor, comparison of two different things without using like or as. Number 12, a device that reveals a discrepancy between appearance and reality is a device that reveals a discrepancy between appearance and reality is A. Oxymoron, B. Irony, C. Antithesis, D. Bathos. A device that reveals a discrepancy. Discrepancy means differences, the fact that two things are different, are opposite to each other. That is discrepancy. So which device is used to show this oppositeness, this discrepancy? Is it oxymoron? Oxymoron is a figure of speech in which two opposite words are placed beside each other. Two opposite words. Words that are opposite in meaning are placed beside each other. That is oxymoron. Irony. Irony is a rhetorical device where what is said or written is the opposite of the intended meaning. Irony is also achieved when what we hear or see is the opposite of what really exists. Option C, antithesis, is a rhetorical device that contrasts opposing ideas or concepts with a balanced structure, while bathos is a sudden shift from serious to the trivial or ridiculous idea. We can see that option A, B, and C have to do with oppositeness, ideas, phrases or clauses opposite in meaning. But then option B, irony, is different, because irony, it says, is achieved when what we hear or see is the opposite of what really exists. And that is the correct option. A device that reveals the discrepancy between appearance and reality. Differences between appearance and reality. What we hear or what we see is the appearance, but the reality is what really exists. And that is the device that shows the difference, the opposite between what we hear or see, or between what really exists. That is irony. 13. Foreshadowing is a device used to A. Prepare the reader for the direction a plot will take, B. Introduce the plot, C. Shed light on events through background information, D. Recall the past. Foreshadowing is a literary device used to give an indication or hint of what is to come later in the story. It is used to build anticipation or suspense in the mind of the readers and audience. So we use it to reveal or to hint at what will come later in the plot, in the story. So it is option A. It is used to prepare the reader for the direction that the plot will take. A is the correct option. Number 14. A play is fully realized when it is. A play is fully realized when it is A. Studied, B. Memorized, C. Acted, D. Read. A play is the written form of drama. When a drama is written, it is called a play. However, it cannot be fully realized and fully enjoyed when it is read in a book. It can only be fully realized when it is put in actions. That is when it is acted. Hence, a play is fully realized when it is acted. Option C. Number 15. Which of the following is not a type of drama? Which of the following is not a type of drama? A. Burlesque, B. Resolution, C. Tragedy, D. Pantomime. Option A. Burlesque is a humorous or exaggerated drama which imitates a serious work, often intended to criticize or entertain. A burlesque is simply a parody. Option B. Resolution. This is the part of a play, the part of a story where the conflict is resolved and the plot is brought into conclusion. Option C. Tragedy is a dramatic work that presents the downfall of a character, often due to a fatal flaw or fate. While option D. Pantomime is a type of dramatic performance that uses gesture and facial expressions without spoken dialogue. Now, looking at these four options, one of them is not a type of drama, and that is option B. Resolution. The resolution is the part of a play where the conflict is resolved and the plot concludes almost at the end, the very end of a play, where everything is being concluded. That is the resolution. So it is not a type of drama, and that is our correct option. Option A. Burlesque is a type of drama. Option C. Tragedy is a type of drama. And option D. Pantomime is also a type of drama. It is only option B. Resolution that is not a type of drama. Instead, it is a part, a section of drama, not a type. So number 16. A dead metaphor is one that is A metaphor is one that is A. Overused and ineffective, B. Extended in meaning, C. Implied, D. Mixed. Dead metaphor. A dead metaphor is a figure of speech that has lost its original meaning or impact due to being overused when a particular device has been used over and over again over the years, and therefore has lost its original meaning or impact. It has become a cliche. Then we call it a dead metaphor. Hence, a dead metaphor is one that is overused and ineffective. Option A. Let's move to the next question. It has an extract. Read the extract below and answer this question. Here is the extract. A life long lived, a race well run, beneath the moon and morning sun, I've left the noise and earthly riot to claim my share of peace. Question 17 says, the extract is an example of a or an. The extract is an example of a or an. A. Dirge, B. Epigram, C. Epitaph, D. Parody. Option A. Dirge is a mournful song or poem expressing grief, It is typically performed at a funeral. Option B, epigram, is a brief, witty, and often satirical poem or statement that conveys a clever idea or observation. Option C, epitaph, is a brief inscription on a tombstone on a grave. It usually summarizes the life and the legacy of the dead. Option D, parody, is a humorous or satirical imitation of a particular work or style. It exaggerates, the imitated work for comic effect. Although the poem is about the death of someone, the tone is not mournful, so it is not a dirge. It rather celebrates the achievement of the dead. Hence, the correct option is option C, epitaph. Epitaph is a brief inscription on a tombstone that summarizes the life and the legacy of the dead person. It is an epitaph. Let's go to question 18, still on the same extract. The first two lines are an example of a or an. The first two lines of this extract are an example of a or an. A, polysyndeton. B, antithesis. C, metonymy. D, parallelism. Option A, polysyndeton, is the deliberate use of many conjunctions in quick succession. Let's see, do we have conjunctions in the first two lines? There is no conjunction at all, so it is not a polysyndeton. Option B, antithesis, is the placing side by side two opposite phrases or clauses to create a balance. Let's see the two lines. Do we have opposite ideas? No. Therefore, it is not antithesis. Option C, metonymy, is a type of figurative language where an object, where a concept is referred to by the name of something closely associated with it. There is no metonymy in these two lines. Then the last option is parallelism. What is a parallelism? A parallelism is the repetition of the same grammatical structure, and that is the correct option. The first two lines are an example of a parallelism, the repetition of the same grammatical structure. Let's see it. The first line is a life long lived. The second line is a race well run. Look at these two lines. They have the same structure. Article A followed by a noun. For the line 1 we have life. It is a noun. For the second line we have race. It is a noun. Then followed by an hyphenated compound word. Long lived, well run. So the two lines have the same structure. We call them parallelism. Question 19 is still on this same extract. Which device is used in the first line of the poem? Which device is used in the first line of the poem? A, alliteration. B, assonance. C, analogy. D, hendiadys. The first line of the poem is a life long lived. If you look at this line very well, there is the repetition of the lateral sound, the sound of the letter L, which is a consonant sound. Life begins with letter L, long begins with a letter L, and lived begins with a letter L. Life, long, live. The repetition of the same consonant sound is called alliteration, and that is option A. Let's go to number 20, which is the last question in this video. It's still on that same extract. The tone of the extract is that of A, regret. B, contentment. C, superfluous. D, melancholic. The tone of the poem is not that of regret. It is not superfluous and it is not melancholic. The tone shows contentment. Option C. What are the pointers in the extract that point towards contentment? Phrases like a life long lived, and a race well run suggests fulfillment and satisfaction. Fulfillment and satisfaction with one experiences. These lines reflect a sense of accomplishment and a life well spent. Also, in line 4, I've left the noise and earthly riot indicates a fulfilling step away from the chaos and distractions of this world. It suggests a desire for peace and inner calmness. This further emphasizes a sense of satisfaction. The poem reflects a deep sense of fulfillment, tranquility, and satisfaction with life choices. All of this contribute to the tone of contentment in the poem. So the tone of the extract is that of contentment. This is where we shall be dropping the curtain in this video. Do well to drop your comments. I love reading your comments and I will take my time to respond to them one after the other. Drop your comment, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.